Chapter 4. The Descent. The silence after the operating room was worse than any sound they'd heard. No one spoke as they moved. Their flashlights flickered and trembled with each step, shadows leaping along the walls like things waiting to pounce. The corridor pulsed with a kind of stillness that felt alive, heavy and deliberate, as if the building itself were listening, watching. Every breath they took felt stolen, fragile, borrowed from something that wanted it back. None of them dared speak, as if the quiet was a thin glass barrier between them and whatever still stalked these halls. And maybe, just maybe, if they didn't break it, the thing that had been following them would turn away. But it hadn't. The clicking was gone now. And somehow, that was worse. Noah walked ahead, eyes scanning the map Eric had quickly copied from the terminal. His flashlight danced across the page. Stairwells just one more corridor down. If the access shaft's still intact, it's our best shot out of here. His voice was calm, practiced, but the tension beneath it was sharp, coiled like a spring waiting to snap. Lily moved beside him, her fingers trailing against the wall. She barely noticed the grime or the cold metal beneath her touch. She needed something physical, something grounded, something real. We need to be ready for what's down there, she said quietly. More of those things? Sarah asked from behind. Lily hesitated, then shook her head. No. Worse. The shaft drops beneath the containment level. Eric groaned, dragging a hand down his face. Perfect. We're diving deeper into the monster pit. We're not choosing, Logan said flatly. We're surviving. The hallway changed as they entered the next corridor. The air grew heavy, denser and colder, tinged with a scent of old metal, mildew, and something sterile but rotten. The lights overhead buzzed and flickered, fighting to stay alive. At the far end of the hall, something loomed. The stairwell door, but it was blocked. A tangle of steel girders had collapsed in front of it. Ceiling tiles lay shattered across the floor like broken bones. It wasn't impassable, but clearing it would take effort. And worse, it would take time. Noise. It looked like an accident. But it felt like bait. Noah didn't hesitate. He stepped forward and tested one of the beams, applying slow, steady pressure. It's movable, he said, but slow, careful, quiet. Eric dropped to one knee beside a broken length of pipe and wedged it into the pile like a lever. I've got this. Give me a minute. While they worked, Logan remained near the rear, eyes locked on the corridor behind them. It was still, too still. The kind of stillness that whispered of something watching. Then, a sound. So soft, it could have been imagined. Logan, a whisper, a breath, a voice. His name. He froze, but didn't speak. He scanned the darkness slowly, flashlight raised. The others hadn't heard it. Then, just at the edge of his beam, a flicker of movement. Low, fast, crawling. It darted across the hallway on all fours, too quick to see clearly, vanishing before the light could catch it fully. Logan didn't flinch, didn't call out. He raised his weapon slightly, muscles tightening. It was still out there, and it was getting bolder. Behind him, Sarah's hands worked steadily through the rubble. Her knuckles scraped raw against rusted steel and stone. But she barely noticed the pain. Her mind had wandered back to old memories buried under years of responsibility. Oil-stained garages, her father's voice rising above the whine of engines and country music, the warmth of grease on her hands, the clatter of tools, back when fixing broken things gave her a sense of control. Then came the cancer, the helplessness, the long nights of pretending everything was okay. And after he died, she moved on. New city, new life, a husband, a child. She thought she'd left the past behind, but now, covered in dust and dread, she realized this trip wasn't just nostalgia. It was rebellion, a way to remember who she had been before life changed her, before loss bent her out of shape. A clatter jolted her back to the present, metal, sharp, echoing. She turned sharply. Logan already had his rifle aimed. "You hear that?" she asked. He gave a tight nod. The others stopped working. Noah's voice came sharp and low. "We finish this, now." Eric grunted, pulling hard on the last beam. "Almost got it." With a groan, the final piece shifted. The door creaked open behind it, revealing a spiral stairwell that dropped into pitch blackness. A rush of air surged up from the depths, cold and wet. It smelled of mildew, chemicals, and something old. Very old. "Let's move," Noah said. "Single file. No talking. No noise." Lily went first. Her steps were slow, measured. Then Sarah, followed by Eric. Noah brought up the middle. Logan lingered at the top. One last glance. The hallway was empty, but he felt it. A breath against the back of his neck. He spun around. Nothing. No movement. No shape. Just stillness. Without a word, he stepped onto the stairs and let the door close behind him with a gentle, final whisper. Above, in the now empty corridor, something stepped into view. It paused where they'd been, watching. Then it turned and began its descent. Not down the stairwell, but through the walls. Its limbs moved wrong, joints bending backward, hands splayed like claws. It crawled upside down along the ceiling and walls with the elegance of a spider. Silent, patient, drawn by the heat of them, the scent of fear. This time, it wouldn't just observe, it would learn. The stairwell groaned under their weight. Every step echoed downward, rattling the rusted frame. Flakes of metal rained like ash with each vibration. Their lights danced along curved walls, catching on streaks that shimmered like scars. Sarah reached out, trailing her fingers along a groove. Deep, jagged, purposeful. "These go all the way down," she said. Noah examined the marks with narrowed eyes. Whatever made them, it knew this route. It's used it before. Lily paused on the next landing. Her light caught a smear on the floor, dark, dull red. "Blood," she murmured. Not fresh, but not old either. Eric leaned over the railing, shining his light downward. The stairs kept going and going. This wasn't just a sub-level. It was a descent. A place built to disappear into the earth, Eric said. They weren't hiding from the world, Logan replied. They were hiding what the world wasn't ready for. 2 more turns down. They reached a steel platform. A single black door waited ahead, unmarked save for one thing. Stenciled in bold red paint above the threshold, Containment. The air here was wrong. It pressed against them, electric and dense, humming with anticipation. Lily reached for the handle, then paused. Her voice was quiet. Once we go through, nothing will be the same. Noah met each of their eyes. We stay close. No one wanders. We find the shaft. We get out, no matter what we see. They nodded, silent, steeled. Lily turned the handle. The door opened without resistance. A gust of cold air swept over them, clean, almost sterile. It didn't match the rot above. It didn't belong. The corridor beyond was pristine. No decay, no mold, no destruction. Glossy white walls reflected their lights back at them. The floor gleamed. Fluorescent panels glowed steadily overhead. Cameras rotated smoothly as they entered, tracking their movement with quiet precision. Eric spoke first, voice barely audible. This section, it still has power. Sarah frowned. Why keep this level online when the rest of the place is falling apart? Lily didn't respond. She already knew the answer. They stepped through. The doors sealed shut behind them with a soft, mechanical hiss. A chime echoed ahead. And then a voice, female, calm, automated, floated from hidden speakers. Welcome to Tier 3 Containment. Please remain calm. Emergency personnel have been dispatched. Noah's jaw tightened. How old is that message? Doesn't matter, Logan said, eyes scanning the ceiling. It's lying. They moved forward. Doors lined the hallway, each marked only with numbers and strange designations. The corridor curved, then split. Just as they reached the junction, click. Every door they'd passed unlocked at once. A hiss, then a soft chime. Containment integrity compromised. Security override in progress. Eric stumbled back, eyes wide. What the hell is happening? Lights flickered. The white walls flashed red as emergency strobes activated. Sirens remained silent, but something deeper, something unseen, shifted. And then came the sound. Wet, heavy, bone grinding against concrete. From one of the doors, a shadow emerged. It stepped forward, slow and halting. Tall, bent at unnatural angles. Its skin was a patchwork, stitched, mismatched, shaped by hands that didn't care for symmetry. Parts of it looked human. Others didn't. One eye glowed faintly yellow. The other was hollow, a crater. It tilted its head. Then it opened its mouth and spoke. Not in its voice, in Sarah's. Is this who you used to be? She froze. The thing smiled, and its lips were hers. Thank you for listening to this story. Your support means a lot and helps keep these tales coming. If you enjoyed it, please take a moment to subscribe and follow for more dark and immersive stories just like this one. New horrors await. Don't miss what's coming next.